Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is the third war of Season 31, and Ghost and Torch are once again banned. That's been consistent for every single war, and also this is the first time we've seen an Archangel ban, so definitely an interesting strategy. Looking at their map, this was made in Brazil. There weren't too many fights that I was really missing Archangel, so fortunately we were able to get a pretty decent plan together. But I'm excited because this is going to be the first time that I bring rank 4 Apocalypse to war. We have 2 rank 4 Apocalypses, and usually we don't send both, but Tafre, who has the other one, was on boss duty with Sim Supreme, and he had a pretty cool team with Nebula and War Machine as well, which gave me the opportunity to be the Apoc and Cable guy, and there were plenty of fights that Apoc could take. And then Man-Thing is making another appearance, which is pretty funny. So there he is. I am boosting pretty hard, even though I probably don't need to, just because it's my first war with Apocalypse. I kind of want to showcase him at his max here. And I am getting a House of X guidance boost, which is just going to make it a little easier. The only thing that can go wrong in this fight is if she goes unblockable with the Arc Overload and then also has the Hunt active, because then I won't be able to dex her specials, and I also won't be able to block them because they're unblockable. So I don't sense it even getting to that level, but by having the House of X pre-fight, it just allows me to have a couple extra openings. So we're just sort of hitting into the block until this unblockable goes away, and then missed a parry there, but then you can see we get the passive stun, and then we're just going to throw the special 2, and looks like I might have overboosted. So that was kind of funny. So we dex that out, and then I just throw the special 3. I didn't do it for the thumbnail, but I guess it'll make a nice thumbnail. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Just completely overboosted with the rank 4 Apocalypse, but no problems there. Definitely a quick fight, and he's a really good Jabari counter anyway. I just have to worry about the unblockable, and no big deal there. Next up, we have Kitty Pryde, and the reason I'm taking Apocalypse here is because she will not be able to access masochism. I'm not planning to parry her because that builds her prowess, but I am planning to throw special attacks, which are going to put on some debuffs, and the only thing happening here is masochism. So this is going to be a pretty standard Kitty Pryde fight. I'm going to be holding block and baiting out heavies. I'm going to try, well, I can't really try not to crit, but I just need to be careful. When I crit, you'll see she's getting prowess, but if she's doing these close range heavies, then she's not going to phase. We throw the special 2. If I am going to block a special, I want it to be a special 1, because the only way for her to remove her prowess is for you to take a blocked hit during one of her special attacks. And the special 2, sometimes it's easier to fully dex, and then she keeps her prowess, if that makes sense. So Apocalypse with power back boost, pretty powerful tool, and Kitty Pryde has no issues there, under 30 hits. Now next up, this originally wasn't my fight, but my buddy Tafre said that he took it in the off season, and DLL and I were both a little wary of this because it has shock on it. But Tafre, and I don't want to throw this guy under the bus, but he was like, no, trust me, like, you'll just do power start 1, you'll get a special 2 off, you'll have almost a special 2 back again, and the concussion will stop the second life, and it won't be any issues. So that was what I was thinking going into this fight. I'm still fully boosted. I still have the power back boost. I talked to everybody, the person that was assigned Moleman here, all the officers, Tafre. I just like triple checked that it was okay to take this fight while I was still boosted. And the game plan is to be playing normal strike counter. So we throw a heavy, and then we throw a 5-hit combo, and the additional power rate that you get from rank 4 is quite nice. We throw a light, and we get through 1 cycle, but looky here, not a single hit crits, and we really don't get that much power back. Now, I am weighing in my head if I want to try again, because I'm a little worried now that between the willpower healing and the degeneration that his gamma is going to go up too high. Now currently the shock that's on me is not doing that much damage, but by deciding to go for this special 2 again, which by the way, once again, 0 crits. What terrible luck. So now he has a couple Furies, which means if I get the shocks on me, they're actually going to do a decent amount of damage because his attack is modified. But by not throwing the special 1, I think I actually kept the gamma lower than it would have been, because that would have been 2 more debuffs to willpower heal off of. So I'm in a little bit of trouble here. And I should have just thrown the special 1 there, because now he's building even more Furies. And this just didn't go to plan. And now these shocks are really ticking away for a lot. I'm trying for one more special 2. Maybe we can get lucky with this one. But I'm pushing him to a lot of Furies. Okay, we finally get some crits. I get a little bit of power back. It doesn't push him into the second life. These shocks are absolutely destroying me right now. So if I was going to kill rank 4 Apocalypse in my first war using him, I would probably have to quit the game and delete my YouTube channel and never be seen in public again. But fortunately, the concussion stops the second life, and then 2 more hits and he is down. So I will tell you that did not go to plan. Toffrey owes me a beer big time for suggesting that. DLL said that he was both vindicated and relieved, which cracked me up, because he was like, I don't know if that's a good idea, but if everyone's on board, go for it. But it is pretty difficult to kill Apocalypse, so we made it out of there alive. And now we're moving on to path 2 after that slight adventure, boosting a little bit less here just to save a 30% boost now that my confidence is a little higher. And, you know, if path 2B works for Apocalypse, then just send him, because he's immune to disorient. So we take the hard knock life, I 5-hit combo. I'm just kind of staying back until this gets to the immunity phase. And there we go, 8 seconds have passed. Now we just kind of play into strike counter with a medium. There we go. We're just going to try to connect our heavy. So here we go, heavy into the special so that we get the maximum damage. In general, this is sort of a nuke. If he throws the specials, you know, he's going to go on, what is it? He's going to have the auto block. So here we're getting enough so that the power back is taking care of business. And now he's basically gone. So yeah, that's more of what I was expecting the other fights to look like so far. Again, only about 30 hits against a pretty beefy opponent. One thing I wanted to worry about was not throwing the special 1, because he's immune to poison, so that would give me a little bit of retaliate damage. And then now that we are immune to disorient, the active disorient debuff is not going to do anything to us. So I'm just thinking about my strategy here. I decide that unlike the last fight where I started with a combo, I'm actually going to start with a heavy to just get him out of the way. So go away, Terrax. He goes over there, and then the rock field basically dies down. This all is the same strategy of just power start 1, and then we get to our special 2, keeping track of our combos so that we don't give him too many block penetrations. And now we're getting plenty of big hits, unlike that iHulk, who I think iHulk also has physical resistance, so when my hits weren't critting, it really hurt. So we bait the special 1, and he's got a little bit of rock field, but this is the last fight that I'm going to take him with Apocalypse, so it doesn't really matter if I take a little bit of rock field damage. I'm back at the special 2, and this is going to do a ton of damage again, and we're going to get a bunch of power back. Seeing those big 8k and 12k crits is quite nice. We almost have the special 2 again, and we're just going to throw it again, and that's the end of Terrax. So yeah, basically, like I said earlier, if 2B has opponents that Apoc can take, he is probably the best counter, because disorient is really annoying and changes the rhythm of the fight and all that. So next up we have Hulkbuster, and I actually lost my advanced power boost here. We decided to use Man-Thing again. I've taken Surfer here with Man-Thing the last 2 times. You just have a lot of power. You have Nullify. Hulkbuster has a lot of buffs that come on, and the shock isn't really going to do that much damage to us. And additionally, all the debuffs are going to help blunt the healing from Buffet a little bit. So interesting choice here. I think Clairvoyant might have been a little better, just because she can nullify the armor nice and fast. But we're going to throw our special 1, and it only places 2 instead of 3 postules because we have offensive ability accuracy reduction from that armor. There you can see I also got hit with the offensive ability problem because, you know, when he has armor ups, it reduces our ability accuracy. So this is actually a little dicey. I'm really trying to get rid of this armor, and finally we get an armor break. He heals up a little bit. We just want the armor off because then our abilities will completely work. So after a slightly sketchy start, because of Hulkbuster's kit with the armor up, we're able to continue. I got so much power back that we throw a special 3 here. And the fight's a little bit more under control now. The game is mostly to try to bait his special 1s, and we alternate heavies with throwing our special attacks just so that we keep the strike counter meter. Even if we get some strike counter combat power rate stuff, we're still going to have the benefits of Mystic Dispersion, but we definitely don't want to let that get out of control. So we have enough now that we are going to be able to continually get power. Trying to bait out a special 1. He's being a little frisky. So, you know, this definitely is taking longer than the Surfer. Just block the end of that. I don't really care. I've got tons of health to play with. We get another armor break, and now throw the special 2. Another armor break. So we're in pretty good shape. It's, again, going kind of slow. The buffet proc there wasn't that much because of all of the despair heal block. Just got to watch out for those special 1s. If they connect, we'll get stunned, but, you know, Limber Mastery would save us anyway. And now we've kind of got the rhythm of the fight. I know that he's going to get his processing soon, so I land a parry there, which cancels the self-repair. And it looks like there's no way we're going to lose this fight now. I throw the special 2. We get some good RNG on the armor breaks and poisons, and 1 more special, and that will have him tick out. So yeah, I do think Man-Thing is a pretty hard counter to this node that has chitinous thorns and buffet and strike counter combat power rate. So I really do think that I will continue to use him there if I can. I think, again, if I had Clairvoyant, it probably would have been her over him today. But also, I really didn't have any troubles with Man-Thing there, so it is just adds a little bit of versatility to my roster since I don't have Claire. A Bleed Immune Mystic is a very cool thing to have for that node. And finally, this is the big cable showcase. I wanted to go in and check. I have 3 of the Reed pre-fights, so thanks to JT for those. We have Rage, and I'm boosting Light, but I am running Suicides here because I don't think with the crit resistance and with having class disadvantage or anything that my heavies are going to hit the Rage cap, even if they do crit. And yeah, this is just Cable. He's going to be a Horseman, and we're just going to land some heavies. We're just going to re-parry. The Reed debuffs are helping with the Petrify Mastery and the Reed debuffs. He's barely gaining any power. As you might know, the lower power they have, the bigger your degeneration damage is. So that's definitely helping. We're just either reparrying or heavy countering. I like to do 2 dashbacks for the heavy counter, and he's just melting away. He almost might die if I don't touch him again, but just for safety, I'm going to land 2 more heavies. Don't worry about throwing special attacks, and the fight's over, man. So this node has given people trouble over the past 2 seasons. We used to send Human Torch there a lot. We've used Omega Red as well. But man, Recoil Tree Cable, I don't know if there's a better counter. That was just an absolute nuke. I didn't even need to really boost high. I just put on the masteries and we were good to go. So I was pretty excited about this war for my own personal performance. Got 7 fights, got to really showcase the rank 4 Apoc. Had a little bit of a scare in the middle there, so definitely learned a little bit about that fight to not underestimate the node. That new node 20 is actually a little bit of a pain. And I do think even if we sent Mole Man there against that iHulk, there could have been some issues because the masochism is basically going to expand his health pool as well. And there's no way for Mole Man to stop him from healing, if you know what I mean, because Despair doesn't work. He's going to have willpower healing. He's also going to get masochism healing. So I think even with Mole Man, it would have been a little sketch. And, you know, I think next time I bring Apoc, if I ever do that again, I just need to keep track of strike counter better and throw some special 1s, because as long as the Furies don't get too high, the shocks aren't going to be that bad. but I don't think anytime soon I'm going to take that fight again. It was a little bit too scary. So yeah, this one is still going on. It's a very, very close war. Everyone's doing their best. So you'll probably have to check out someone else's channel to see the results of the war. But hope you enjoyed the rank 4 Apoc gameplay. And with that, I hope you guys have a great day. So thanks for checking it out, and I will catch you in the next one.